All right, chat. Let's get this going.
Okay, awesome.
First is a dad. I don't know who this is.
Is that the dad from... Oh,
is it
the
Breadwinners?
Breadwinner? Is it from The Breadwinner?
I have yet to have seen that film.
It's very good. It's animated by Cartoon Saloon, so even if you don't care for the story, the animation is beautiful.
Okay.
I like the story. It's not my favorite of their works, but I know it's adapted from a book. That was the dad character?
Demo Scam, thank you for subbing, by the way. 3 subs, by the way. Thank you. Or 3 months. Go ahead.
Someone in the chat will know the story better than me. From what I can remember, I mean, the reason that the main character... The story is that the main character is a girl, and she has to pretend to be a boy so that she can provide for her family, which is all women. Her mom and her sisters. And I don't remember why the dad isn't there. He doesn't die, does he? I don't remember if he dies or for whatever reason he's off to war maybe. He's not there to provide for them. So she has to pretend to be a boy so she can work and get money. That's why she becomes the breadwinner. Oh, he got arrested. Okay, so he's arrested. I don't really remember what role he plays. So for you, it's don't know.
Don't know.
For me, I hardly even remember what role he plays in the story. So he's not really available to do anything for them. Due to circumstances, which is pretty sad. I think, does he tell her stories or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Don't know is fine, because I don't even really remember all that much about the story. He got arrested for teaching the women to read. That sucks.
Wait, well, we get the next dad here, all right? I don't know.
Dad.
I don't know what he's from, so into the don't know category he goes.
What is it?
I don't know. Some anime.
Oh, is that the dad from Arrietty? That's the dad from Arrietty. From
elaborate.
From the Ghibli film, The Secret World of Arrietty. Did you ever see that one?
Nope.
With the little people who live in the house?
Nope.
Oh, it's really sweet. It's not one of Ghibli's best, but it's a very sweet movie. You know, it meets all the aesthetic criteria of a good Ghibli film.
A Ghibli dad.
I like that movie. He's a sweet Ghibli dad. He shows Arrietty the ropes. He shows her kind of like, all right, this is what you got to do to survive. But I think he's perhaps a little protective. It's been a while since I saw that movie. I think he's a good dad. I wouldn't say he's like top tier. But he's a good dad. I'd say at least B. I'd say give him a B at least.
Should we move to B?
Yeah, I'd say he's above average because he's not like a meh dad. Like he clearly cares. He clearly cares and he does spend time with Arrietty, but he's not like, you know, the most memorable, most amazing dad ever.
What about the breadwinner dad? Should we put him somewhere? Since you can have an opinion on this, where should he be?
I'm kind of fine with putting him in don't know. Because again, he's not a bad dad. Like, he teaches the girls how to read, he enriches their lives, and he gets arrested. And he's just not present really in the story. Like, that's kind of the point. You know, that's why the young girl has to take over to provide for her family so they don't starve. But he's not, from what I remember, he's just not that present in the movie. So I'm kind of okay with just saying don't know. If I had just watched the movie, maybe I'd have a stronger opinion, but it's been a while.
Okay. Well, moving on, we get the movie Onward with the dad from that film who I do not recall whatsoever. Was he just pants or something?
Didn't he die? I was gonna say, didn't he die immediately and then the rest of the movie he was pants?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put him in D tier because he was pants.
I mean, I remember he had a little bit of a moment.
He's pants.
He had a little moment, you know, from the lower half. He had a little moment with the younger son. No, didn't he finally get at the very end? Spoilers, oh my god, because everyone cares.
No,
so
not
much
Onward.
Not Onward, my favorite Pixar movie. At the very end, doesn't he kind of have a nice touching moment with the older son? But we don't really see it.
I'm more than pants.
Which is sweet, but do we really get to see him
He's
as
C
a
tier.
father?
We'll put him in C tier. He's just an average.
Serviceable.
All right.
I like thinking of C as like serviceable.
Right.
Just good enough, I guess.
Well, let's talk about this fucking awful dad coming up here.
Oh my
Martin
gosh, F tier. Martin?
is F tier. He's
F tier.
he's an absolute at least in this timeline. I know in some other timelines he's better, but
Yes.
ironically the ones when he doesn't have a son. But yeah, Martin's one of the worst. I put him in F tier.
He's awful. He doesn't give a
viciously
shit about
malicious.
his son.
Yes, he is.
He's so selfish.
And not
Does
even
not care about anybody but himself.
right, and not even in the airhead way. It's like, no, you're throwing like
He
Finn under
knows.
the bus.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's just like, I don't care. I only care about myself.
Well, that's an easy one.
Fuck that guy.
Miles' father from Spider-Verse.
Oh.
He's at least A tier.
He's a complicated character. I'd say he's a pretty good caring father.
He's a great character. He's an S tier character, and the thing is, it remains to be seen as far as how this comes to completion with the next movie. But he's a loving father who cares for his son.
Yeah, like when I think back to that scene where he's talking to Miles through the door, and he can't see him, and in his mind, you know, we know as the audience that Miles is like tied up, has his mouth covered, so he can't talk.
Yeah.
But to the dad, in his mind, Miles is just ignoring him. So he's just like, well, I'm just gonna talk to you anyways. And he told him, you know, how special he is to him, and you know, he really inspired him, and was just like, you know what, do your own thing. I love you. I support you. Even though in my mind you're ignoring me right now. It's pretty damn good.
It's a good
fathering,
dad. Should we put him in S tier?
It's a great moment.
What remains to be
I
seen?
think A tier is good for now. If we want to come back to it, I think, because when I think of like the most memorable dads ever, I don't immediately think of him, but he's a good dad.
What about Doofenshmirtz?
At least. Doofenshmirtz is a pretty good dad. He loves his daughter. He's very protective of her.
She's 16.
She's 16. That's the only thing that I really remember about him,
That's
other
all I
than, you
know.
know, maybe being a little overly protective of his daughter.
I put him in A tier. He cares for Vanessa. That's her name, right?
Vanessa, that's right.
Right. A tier.
He's a pretty good dad. He's a pretty damn good dad. This guy's a dad. He has a kid.
I don't recall this one.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry I'm not all that caught up on... I don't remember Phineas and Ferb lore that well.
Sorry, folks.
I didn't realize he was a father. Does he have... Who's his kid?
I don't know.
Who's his kid?
Put him in the I don't know category. Nigel Thornberry. He's a good dad. He would fight
He's a
for
good
like
dad.
"I'll fight for Thornberry. I put him in B tier. It's like
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. You know, it's been a long time since I saw the cartoon show. I mean, don't the parents kind of leave Eliza alone a lot of the time?
yeah, they could probably. There are okay. Actually, you know what? Hold the fort. I might bump him down to even C tier. Hear me out, all right?
All right, let's hear it. What's your reasoning?
Debbie did not deserve to suffer the way she did. I know that's part of the show's, you know, chemistry with Debbie being like, I'm a valley girl. I'm like, you know, what am I doing? I'm not a valley girl, but, you know, I'm a modern girl in the jungle. I hate it. The parents should have let her go to a boarding school. They should have let her go live with the grandparents.
Yeah, she didn't really care about the life that they were living. It clearly wasn't for her.
Right. So, like,
Eliza liked it, but...
it works for Eliza, not for Debbie, and I think that was a little bit selfish, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I'm trying to remember. He goes to pretty great lengths for Eliza. That's true. But she's not his only daughter, so I can agree with your reasoning.
We'll split the difference and put him in C tier.
As a character, so yeah, as a character, he's so much fun. He's super memorable. As a dad, yes, okay, he's a serviceable dad. I like that.
What about Rick? Rick's complicated. Also awful.
I don't know if I would put him straight up in F tier, maybe D.
I'd say in D tier. He cares more than Martin.
He does care. Oh yeah, he definitely cares more than Martin. He, at least from what we see in the series, he grows to care. Oh fuck. Because he's not a great person, but he does care about Beth. To an extent.
Yeah, well, he gets D tier at the moment.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
What about,
I haven't watched the most recent season, so I don't know if there have been any developments
if that's
with him
Johnny.
and Beth. I know. Well, I'd love to watch his video about it, but I can't because I haven't watched the show yet, or the season yet.
But Jerry's gonna be pretty bad.
Jerry, I mean, he's just such a loser of a person. I know he does come around as the show goes on, but as a father, I don't know. He's pretty bad.
He's pretty bad.
Kind of pathetic.
Yeah, that's his character. I put him in D tier.
Yeah, D is fine because I feel like F is kind of intentionally malicious and uncaring.
That's when you're doing active damage to your child.
Which, not to say that Rick doesn't do that.
That's true.
But I feel like he does care a little bit more than Martin does about Finn.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Peabody is S tier. He's a good dad.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's like a surrogate dad. He's pretty great.
Well, I mean, not S tier, but like he's high A tier.
At least, for sure. At least A tier.
Mr. Peabody is a good dad. I mean, that's the entire point of the movie. That segment with the, beautiful, 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 beautiful boy, when he's like taking care of Sherman's pretty great. Probably put him right there. There we go. Good shit. Damn it, he might be S tier actually. He's a really caring dad. He loves his son. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll put him in S tier. He fucking loves his boy.
With Sherman, is that the boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are like the heart of the entire movie.
Yeah, and he makes his entire existence for Sherman.
I really don't remember a lot about the movie except for the fact that they had like a really good relationship.
I guess some of the chat says it's not responsible taking a child through space and time. That's a good point.
But it's an adventure movie. Come on.
All right, what about this?
Believe in a little bit of magic.
What about this dad from Peter Pan?
That?
Peter Pan!
Oh, the dad from Peter Pan?
He's kind of shit.
I just say I don't know.
I'm putting him in.
Is that Wendy's dad?
Yeah, he was the one who's like, Wendy, you've got to grow up. I'm going to the opera with your mother. And poor Nana. He put the dog outside. Fuck this guy. He's in D tier.
Oh, yeah. He was mean to the dog.
Yeah, I hate this guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's like outwardly abusive or anything. He seems kind of neglectful and, doesn't really cater to the imagination that a child needs.
I'm putting Pacha in A tier.
Good dad.
Pacha, he went up to bat for his family, for his village. He's a good dad.
Yeah,
he's a good
dad and a good husband.
Yes, he is. This is the dad from
Oh, that's from My Neighbor Totoro. He's a pretty good dad.
A tier?
He's definitely high up there. At least a B. At the very least a B. Because he kind of enriches their lives. You know what? He's a pretty damn good dad. He enriches the kids' lives. He tells them stories. He lets them go on adventures, and he's there for them, even though the kids do kind of wander off and kind of do their own thing unsupervised a lot. And yeah, the wife is at the hospital, so he's the only one taking care of them.
He's trying his best.
He's doing his best.
We'll put him in low A tier.
Low A tier is nice.
Homer. This one's complicated.
Homer's so complicated because the world of The Simpsons is so abstract at times. It's like you look at him and he's strangling Bart. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's child abuse. But also it's like, okay, but it's also like a ridiculous cartoon and it's kind of part of the humor.
I put him in C tier.
At how ridiculous it is.
I feel like he's not... You're right, it's a pendulum that swings. There's moments where he's strangling Bart, other moments where he's having a nice heart-to-heart with Bart or Lisa. I put him in low C tier.
And he does have, at least, kind of earlier on, I haven't watched any of the most recent seasons. I've been going through the show. I think I'm on season 13 or season 14 now, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see, like, the change in demeanor and how he's just sort of become this dumb jerk who's more of an archetype more than he is like an actual character who loves his family. But when you look back on some of the earlier seasons, he does have some pretty heartwarming moments with the family.
Early on, yeah.
But overall, because it's been so many seasons, I think, would you put him in C?
C tier. I split the difference. Like
C tier is fine. Yeah, do it for her, do it for Maggie. That is like one of the most heartwarming episodes of the entire show.
All right, what about Silver, who's more of a surrogate father?
He's like a surrogate father. Um,
He did, provide some good fathering or parent or
Fair.
mentoring as a man for Jimbo. So, what do you think?
yeah. It's been a long time since I saw the movie, so I don't have the strongest opinion. But B tier sounds nice.
I feel like he
I don't know
turned
if it,
upper B tier. I mean, because he did betray Jim, but he also had
but he came
redemption.
around in the end, right?
Well, he
Did
turned.
he save him in the end?
Yeah, he picked Jim over the treasure. So
Pretty dang good.
we'll put him in B tier.
B tier is nice for now.
Mr. Krabs. Didn't he try to sell Pearl at some point, or
Tried to sell her?
I wouldn't put it past him.
I know he.
I don't know.
Everyone's saying F.
I mean, it might be D tier at the least.
I mean, yeah. I guess he's not the best.
Does he do anything good?
I'm trying to, like, that's what I'm trying to think of. I was like, when did he do, like, when were he, like, acts of good service that he did for his daughter other than just, like, the bare minimum, like getting her squeaky boots for her birthday that she didn't want?
That's about it. He seems
And
pretty
then
indifferent to her.
hiring her to work at his restaurant.
Me precious Pearl.
Hello, Pole.
I'm putting him in D tier.
D tier is fine.
All right, this is the father from Klaus.
Oh, this is an interesting one. He's a pretty good dad because he set him on the right path.
Yeah, he told him what he needed to hear and gave him the tough love that ultimately helped him. So
And in the end, when you think that he's going to like drag him away from his new home and be like, "All right, back to your usual life," he talks to him. He's like, "Okay, son, I can
Like,
tell
"What's
that
up,
something
son?"
is wrong. I can tell that something's on your mind." And they talk about it, and he's like, "You know what? I respect you enough as a man to leave you here and live your own life."
Yeah, he's like,
He's a pretty good dad.
You're not telling the full story. What's up, son? That was good. That little eyebrow raise he does.
Yeah, it's so good.
What about Lego Batman?
His dad? Oh, Lego Batman as a dad.
As a
I was gonna
dad.
say, well, I love Lego Batman.
It's so good. That first intro song.
That's a great movie.
Batman. I don't.
What do you think?
know. I put him in maybe like.
I mean, he comes around towards the end. He kind of uses Dick at first.
Yeah.
But he comes around.
That line. Well, the kids call me Dick. Well, children can be cruel.
It's such a good line.
That's such a fucking good line. All right. Professor Utonium is A tier.
I'll leave that to you because I never watched Powerpuff Girls that much as a kid, and I just don't remember. But I do remember him being quite loving towards the girls.
He loves the girls. There's some silly moments that are almost like jokes where he might be a bit dense, but for the most part, he loves his daughters. So A tier.
Aw.
A tier. Yeah, I think it's A tier.
Yeah.
Ah,
More than S? You think A tier is better than S for him? A lot of people are saying S.
maybe so.
You think he's like a superb father?
Yeah, he loves his girls. I mean, he's letting them fight superheroes so folks can go, that's reckless. Though there's an episode where he does.
That's what they were created for.
Right. And I think there was an episode
Or-
about that too, where he's like, I have to protect my girls and give them like, I think he gave them a mech suit, which is the Dynamo episode, which is really fucking good. I might put him in S tier. He's a good father. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. I'll take your word for it. You have a stronger opinion than I do.
No, I'm gonna put him in upper A tier.
Upper A tier. Okay.
Oh God, Randy.
Randy?
Randy's he can be pretty
He's
awful.
not a very good dad. He's not a very good dad.
He's kind
I
of
think,
like right there.
yeah, I'd say D tier. I wouldn't say he's done some pretty abhorrent things. I wouldn't say he's the worst. I
Actually,
wouldn't say he's on the same level as Martin, though, because he cares about his son a little bit more than that.
See, the thing is, folks, F tier is when you actively are trying to hurt your child's life. Actively. There's moments where Randy has fun with Stanley. There's also moments where he's a complete asshole to Stanley. I would put him in D tier. Yeah, sandwiched in
Yeah.
between the Rick and Morty characters.
I think that's fair.
Mufasa.
Mufasa's a pretty good father.
He died for his son.
I mean, he literally, he died for his son.
That's an S tier for me.
He died
I'm sorry.
saving him.
If you die for your child, that puts you in S tier.
Yeah. And he offered him a lot of good life lessons too. He was a good father through and through. He wasn't like a total asshole to him throughout his life and then died for him. No, he was a good dad.
Yeah,
And then
Mufasa is
he
S
also
tier.
died for him. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good dad right there.
I like that.
I mean, I might put Martin in S tier as well. Martin went across the motherfucking
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah, he was obviously his whole lesson was that he was a helicopter parent. He was overbearing, way too protective because he was just afraid.
What a great
But he
story,
learned.
though. What a great story.
It's a great story, a great character arc.
So, are you willing to grow and come out of your shell in order to save your son?
Yeah.
It's. I love Finding Nemo. It's probably my
That's
favorite.
a wonderful movie.
It's my favorite Pixar film, I think.
Wow, really? More than Ratatouille?
Ah, shit, that's close. I think so.
Wow.
I think I liked the story of Ratatouille more for what its message is, more than Finding Nemo. I think Finding Nemo is more entertaining, though. In my
I hear
opinion.
you. It's a good adventure story.
Yes, it is. I don't know who this dad is.
Who is that? I'm looking.
Hey, chat, do you know who this is?
I don't recognize that character, I'm afraid.
I'm looking to see what chat says here. Aang?
Princess? No. Aang?
That's not adult Aang.
No, not that guy. We're not on that guy yet.
I'm sorry,
that
chat.
guy on... No, we know who adult Aang is. The guy before him.
Sorry, chat. It's like adult Aang. Oh, sorry. Naveen.
I was gonna say who?
Oh, that's Naveen's dad from Princess and the Frog. Okay.
No, it's not.
Is it?
Wait, Naveen's dad?
I think it might be, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember Naveen's dad. I'm sorry.
I
heard
don't
Princess and
know.
the Frog, so I thought of Tiana's dad, and I was like, that is not what he looks like.
Yeah, he died in the war.
I don't even remember seeing Naveen's dad
At the very
in
end.
Princess and the Frog.
Adult
Don't know
Aang?
because did he play any role? I
No,
guess the
he was a
only thing that
prop.
we know, the only thing we know about Naveen's parents is that they cut him off because
That's
he
it.
needs to be less selfish and spoiled.
What about
Right?
adult? Yes, correct. That's all we got. I'm gonna put
I don't know. Don't know.
well, I guess we
I have
could
different
form an
opinions. I
opinion.
have different opinions on Tiana's dad. Not this guy though. He's like nobody.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't deserve a spot in the list, to be honest.
Because how can we even critique him when he doesn't really even play a role in the story?
What about adult Aang?
Adult Aang. They don't really paint the nicest picture of him in the show in Korra, do they?
I never
He
finished
seems
Korra.
kind of. Oh, you never finished Korra? Where did you?
First
Do you
season.
remember where you left off?
I watched the first season. That was it.
Ooh. Korra is such a hard show to talk about sometimes. Because there's a lot of good in it, but overall, I wouldn't say I like it that much. Not as much as the original, of course. But in terms of Aang as a father, you learn more about him and his kids throughout the show. You don't learn that much in the first season. It's hard to answer. I'd say at least oh my gosh, look at all those dads. I'd say at least a C. At least a C.
All right, I'm putting C tier for you. All right, then these next few dads I'm not really too sure of. Who's this guy?
That looks. Oh, I recognize that art style. Looks like oh god, what's that one? Anime director. Who did Wolf Children? Shit, I don't remember his name. I don't know. I don't remember who that is.
I don't know about this cat boy. I haven't finished Final Space yet.
I've never watched Final Space, so I don't know.
This is the werewolf dad from Transylvania. He seemed kind of like, all right, I'll take care of my kids. All right, the kids are annoying, but I'll take care of them. I'm gonna put him in like.
I defer to you
C tier.
because I don't think I've watched. I think I watched the first Hotel Transylvania, but that's the only one.
I'll put him in C tier. That's about it. Who's this guy?
Is that? Oh. My first thought was Big Hero 6.
That's
but
what I was thinking too, but I don't think it is.
I don't know. I have no idea who
Chat,
that is.
chat. Does anybody know
Superman? Was he a dad?
that? Markiplier. We're putting him in a lower tier. Sorry, I the don't know tier. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is either. This Paperman.
That looks like a Tim Burton character.
Is that from Corpse Bride?
Did the dad play a role in Corpse Bride, or is it from Frankenweenie?
The dad from Frankenweenie. I have no idea.
I like Frankenweenie because it's sad with a dead dog, but I don't remember the parents. I just remember the kid.
Okay, well, put him in
So
don't know.
I'm sorry.
This dad from Sing is terrible because he's like, "How did I end up with a son like you?" And then like his son's trying to chase his like singing dreams, and the dad's trying to force his son to be like a criminal. And then at the end, he's like, "My son's successful. I love my son." He's a bad dad. I'm gonna put him in D tier. There.
Take your word for it. I don't watch Illumination.
Rainbow Dash's dad. I don't recall.
I don't know. I never remember meeting Rainbow Dash's dad. I didn't watch the show long enough.
And I'm gonna say something that's a bit of a hot take because next is Applejack's dad.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't around for too long.
He died.
Yeah, he died. So I don't know.
So F tier.
F tier, bad dad. No. Put him in. I don't know. Then there's the father from.
Oh, that's from the Book of Life.
Correct.
That's just what the art style. I don't remember.
I can't recall.
I've only seen that movie once or twice. I really don't remember the dad character. I just remember like the main three characters. You know, the two guys and the girl, and the narrator and the like
the angel and the demon.
Guy.
Yeah. God, that was a good movie. It's so pretty. All right.
Good movie, and yet I don't remember it. That guy, F tier.
Buck.
That is an F tier dad.
It is Buck.
We don't even need to explain ourselves. I just look at that face, and I'm like, that's an F tier. That guy is such an asshole.
He was terrible.
It's kind of incredible when you look at these two dads next to each other. It's like, yeah, you guys are like literally on the same level.
Yeah, I neglect my son and gaslight him too. How about you? I don't even talk to my son. I just make him deal with my sins. Yeah. So this is horrible. Nah. Create a new tier for Buck. Honest to God, I'd actually put him in lower D tier. He's not like he's
so bad.
I'll put him right there.
Would you want him to be your dad?
No, but I don't want Rick to be my dad either, or Randy for that matter.
Oh, come on. You're being too generous by putting him in D. I don't care if he has a quote-unquote change of heart at the last minute of the movie. That's an F tier.
People are saying F tier. Fine.
F tier.
Hugh Neutron.
Hugh? He's not a bad dad.
He's kind of vacant.
But he's kind of like in his own little world.
Yeah.
He's such a weirdo.
I'm right there.
I think C is fine. Yeah.
All right, the father from Coraline. He seemed pretty indifferent. He seemed tired.
You know, he seemed pretty tired and indifferent. He was kind of like, just do what your mom says. But
I don't blame him. He's having a hard day.
Yeah. I guess we really only get to know her parents in the span of like a couple of days. I mean, he was kind of playful with her, but he mostly just was like the mom, just kind of like, leave me alone.
Well, yeah, I mean, I almost feel like it's like, sorry, kid, but we got adult responsibilities, and she took that personally.
I say C tier.
Me
like,
too.
I don't think it's not that I think he doesn't love his daughter or doesn't care about her. It's just that we didn't really get to see a lot of time with them together.
Oh, but they're just so fucking tired. What about Chihiro's father?
I know, it's like I have more to say about the other father than like the actual father of Coraline.
Oh yeah, he's
but
a good
that's not
character.
who we're talking about. This guy, he's not a great dad.
He's kind of a bit bombastic.
He's kind of a big old doofus and kind of, you know. It's not that I think he doesn't love Chihiro. I'm sure he's a good dad to her when he's not in the Spirited Away world.
When he's like walking his crotch right up to the camera, you see his fly.
His crotch and his big old butt and walking around, and then he stuffs himself and turns into a pig.
He's a very American Japanese man. Like he's like, I like big food. I got
cash and credit card.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Let's turn into a pig.
Yeah, not a great dad. Fun to watch. Not a great dad.
This is the dad from The Croods 2. I don't know what to put
I never
him.
watched The Croods. Whatever.
This is a dad from Shark
Oh, from
Tales.
Shark Tale. Well, he clearly cares about his son. He's like a mafia dad.
Yeah, I got that Italian blood
But
coursing through his veins.
but he also like was pretty hard to accept Lenny as he was. But he clearly cared.
D
He's
for
a
De
C tier.
Niro.
I'd say C tier at best.
There we go. This is Connie's dad from
Oh,
Steven
Connie's
Universe.
dad. He's a sweet dad. At least a B tier.
Homophobic dad.
He's a. Was he homophobic? I thought he just didn't like that his son was a vegetarian.
I can't recall.
Unless that's just me reading into it too literally. I like Connie's dad. I'd say B tier. I wouldn't say he's like the most amazing dad, but he clearly cares about his daughter. He, takes her on little adventures. I always thought it was so sweet. Whenever you'd see Connie like wearing her dad's jacket, I just think that's very sweet imagery.
All right. Oh, she does wear his jacket. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
What about me? Blah, 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 blah. I am the Count Chocula.
I don't have strong opinions on Hotel Transylvania. I mean, he clearly loves his daughter, but he's super like overprotective and
He comes around. I think
super controlling of her life. But
initially, that's the character arc. I'm putting
Okay.
I'm putting him in B tier. I think he's a pretty good dad.
Sure.
Also, he created Mavis, who's like a great character.
The hottest babe in
Oh
the
my
world.
God, goth
my
vampire.
goth vampire queen.
My God, I'm not worthy. Step on me.
Yeah.
All right, the Nicolas Cage. That's just Nicolas Cage.
No opinion.
He comes around too. He does a lot. Here's the thing:
Isn't he kind of the same thing where he's like, I'm the overprotective dad.
he's exactly that way.
I control my daughter's life, but I come around, I guess. B?
Yeah, because he fights hard and almost, he's putting his life out there for his family. And listen, his state of mind is completely understandable when the fucking prehistoric era is trying to kill you every day. He comes
Okay.
he comes around. I'm gonna put him in B.
All right.
G for Greg, G tier. By the way, Chad, it's really nice having you all here tonight. This has been fun.
It's nice to do a tier list again. It's been a while.
I want to do them every Tuesday from now on. It'll be a lot of fun.
Tier list Tuesdays.
Careless Tuesdays. Want to keep us going because we got a lot more dads to go. This dad from Despicable Me 2. I don't know.
Oh, I kind of remember. He like owned the restaurant and was kind of
was
like,
a previous
oh, you're
villain.
dating my daughter or something. He was a previous villain?
I thought he was a villain.
I thought he was just the... No. I thought he was just the... No. It was the... Gru has the daughters. Didn't he have the son that one of the daughters
He had a
liked?
son. Correct. That's how it went.
Whatever. I don't remember. I don't remember enough about Despicable Me 2.
All right, then we got Manny from Ice
Manny?
Age. He's a good dad. He's kind of in the same category of like, I'm a father who cares, but I don't understand, but I'll understand hopefully.
Yeah. I kind of remember him... I remember him the most from the first movie, where he's more of just a character rather than like a father character.
I like
And
the
I remember
intro
he
for
has
that
a
movie.
daughter, and she's like a teenager, and he's kind of like, rah.
I can't lose you. I can't lose you because
You're
you're
my little girl, and I gotta protect you.
Ah.
And be a fuddy-duddy about it.
Your mother, Queen Latifah, and I have to protect you. I'm Ray Romano.
He says, his first kid died. He didn't want her to end up the same way. Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot about that.
Did you forget about? Yeah, I mean, I remember that. So it makes sense for him to be overprotective, and he did.
Poor.
He was kind of like a surrogate dad, I suppose, to the human child. I mean, he protected him.
That's true. That kid never came
It's
back.
pretty sweet.
As I live and breathe, I cannot believe that kid never came back in a sequel.
I know, isn't it shocking that they made all those sequels and they never brought back the kid as an adult? Maybe they were just like, we just don't know what to do with him. But I think B is good. I wouldn't say he's outstanding. But
Well, again, this is
pretty
our
good.
opinion. Our opinion. This is
Oh,
Fa
Mulan's dad.
Fa Mulan, right? No.
No, that's Mulan.
Sorry, I was thinking of another quote from the movie. What's his name? Oh, I thought I know his name. He's a great character. I love his voice.
He's a good dad.
I'm gonna put him in B tier. I thought these two dads would get
I mean,
along. I need a lower B tier.
yeah. He's not like the most
Actually-
outstanding father, but he's pretty good.
But can you blame him though? Like, think about this.
No,
all right? Think about the following. I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you, but he got his daughter back at the end. knowing that if he would have revealed her, would have killed her. And then at the end, when she got like the sword of the emperor or whatever, the Huns, I forget exactly what it was, some high esteemed token. He's like, I don't care, like you're back. That's all that matters. He's a good dad. He came around.
That final, not the final line, but the last thing that he says to her when he's just like, oh, the greatest gift and honor is having you for a daughter. It's like, oh, what a beautiful line.
Yeah.
And also like everything he did for her, even if to us, the audience, and to us from Mulan's perspective was not right, he was doing what he thought was right because it's what he believed and he wanted to keep her safe. He wanted to be a man.
Oh,
even though obviously, what?
I'm sorry. I looked at the next dad. I'm like, oh shit. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Whatever. I think he's a good dad. I think he's a really good dad. Complicated character, good dad.
I agree. What about this next dad? I think we finally found somebody worse than Martin.
That's F tier. Obviously F tier.
Worse than Martin.
There's no redemption as a father there.
He's awful. He's the lowest of the low so far.
It's terrible to both his children.
Yeah, he's a bad father. This is the father from Cloudy.
Don't even need to explain it further than that. Ozai is a terrible, terrible father.
He attacked
abusive as shit.
He hurt his child physically. Like he's a piece of shit.
Hurt his child physically, turned both his son and daughter like against each other. Used both of them.
Means to an end.
He made an example out of Zuko and he used Azula until he didn't need her anymore.
Yeah, and he also like hurt their mother as well. He's terrible.
He's awful.
Yeah, Lois, Martin, you've been outdone. The father from Cloud of the Chance of Meatball, he's a good dad.
He's a good dad.
But there seems to be this kind of theme going of dads who are like, I'm emotionally there, but sometimes I don't understand, but I want to understand. I love you. That's the B tier so far, mostly.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Frollo.
F tier.
F tier.
To even, call him a father figure, that is major F tier.
He's
the worst.
Perhaps. And who knows? Bum, 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 of use to me. That's the thing. He even said, the start, this kid might be of use. And it's, an accessory. Oh, that scene, we talked about this, too. Where he comes to eat lunch with Quasi. And you have that visual representation of Quasi's dishes versus Frollo's. And that stark contrast of how he's got these wooden dishes and he's got this nice metal dishes, and it's this is how beneath you are compared to me, Quasi. So yeah, Frollo's F tier. He's such a malicious character. So F tier.
Really evil.
He'd be hanging out with Ozai. What have you done to your son? I burned him. Oh, my son.
I nearly threw him down a well, but I changed my mind because I'm just so gracious.
I'm just a good dad because I was afraid of my eternal soul. You know how this goes. Ponyo's dad. What do you think?
Ponyo's dad. Again, I'd say at least B tier. Because he's kind of falls into that same line of being I just want to protect her, but I just don't really understand. And, his intentions are good, even if his actions aren't always right. I think he's a good dad. He's sweet. He loves her. Undoubtedly, he loves Ponyo. He just, is so afraid. He's so afraid for her. Which, again,
the B tier is kind of with those dads who are my love is unquestionable. My judgment is, though. The Grug, Mulan's father. I say actually Mulan's father is not nearly as questionable. He was just more of trying to go to war. Stubbornly. Ponyo's father, Manny. Yeah, we're finding dads who I don't understand my child exactly, but I love them. Weird Al as a pony.
I don't know.
You can't judge that because
that's up to you.
He never talks to his kid. This must be the dad from Final Space. I don't know yet.
I don't know either. Who's that?
That's the dad from Star Versus. I
didn't really watch Star Versus, so I defer to you.
I can't recall. By that point of the show, I was checking out. So, don't know. Goofy's S tier.
Yeah, Goofy's S tier. Undoubtedly.
Actually, you might be above Sherman. Goofy?
Oh, yeah.
Goofy loves his son.
Oh, he loves his son.
Would die in a second for his son. Yes, there's some miscommunication, but they overcome it. They both grow. He has... The thing is about when folks are like, well, he was had boundary issues with Max. I'm like, yeah, it's called the fucking movie, but he overcomes it. So, we're totally fine. He's a good dad. And he's a good dad when Max is a kid, and he's a good dad when Max is an adult. He's a good dad. Goofy is S-tier. He's goated.
Yeah, unconditionally loves his son.
Oh shit, here we go. We got a challenger coming up here. The challenge.
Would
Would
you really put Greg in S tier?
Hold on.
At least A tier. I'm hesitant to put him in S tier. Although he is a wonderful, wonderful dad.
He's a wonderful dad. He did fuck up with how he raised Steven a bit, because there's that episode where Steven's like, why couldn't I have been in school? Why couldn't I have had a normal life? Why couldn't I meet my family? And it's like, no, these are all good points, Greg.
These are all good points, but Steven's not a normal human. And that was Greg's perspective, where it's like, you're more than human. You're also a gem. So I don't see it fit to send you to like a normal human school. Which isn't to say that I agree with that decision. It is kind of one of those things in the show where it's like, how does Steven know things? He never went to school. He never like had the chance to like socialize with kids his age, really. But I understand Greg's point of view, his upbringing, and just his very, very, very unusual circumstance with Steven.
It's a complicated show, and like most real relationships, like most real people, it is multi-layered. So,
but Greg does do a lot for Steven.
Yes, he does.
And he connects with him on a very like, very beautiful, emotional, intellectual level, I think. But he doesn't do everything right.
Which makes him an excellent character.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Greg would hang out with, would Greg Universe hang out with Pacha?
Totally.
I think so.
I think they would.
They go smash the buffet. All right, Gru. Gru's a good dad.
Yeah, he's a good dad.
I'll put him in low A tier, I think.
Sure. I don't have strong opinions.
I'm putting him right here. He has to come around, but he becomes a good dad. Yeah, but the thing is, some of the sequels, I feel like they kind of lose sight of him being a father. So yeah, I'm putting him in B tier.
Sure, I can dig it.
Who's this?
That's
Sokka's
that's Sokka
father?
and Katara's dad.
Where'd you put him?
He's a good dad. He's a good dad. He does what he has to do. He does have to leave them when they're very young, because he has to go off to, fight in the war, basically. Which is pretty harsh, because it leaves the kids to kind of fend for themselves, and their only parental figure being their grandma. But he cares for them. He's following his duty.
B tier?
And he reconciles with the kids. He reconciles with both of them. B tier, I'd say, at least. Hakoda, that's his name.
Hector.
I don't...
Well,
he's dead, so...
Well, he left his family and wanted to go back, but he did leave the family.
It wasn't his fault, really. I mean, he was killed when he wanted to go back to his family.
But he still he went out the door.
He went out the door, but he wasn't... Was he doing it for, like, the fame? I mean, he was doing it to probably provide for his family, right?
Yeah, okay, let's put him in B tier, maybe.
And obviously he loves his daughter, but his daughter was Coco, right?
Correct.
Sure.
Did you know that
he cared, but obviously the circumstances made it difficult.
Disney
to really show it.
Really flubbed it, by the way. They tried to do this like line of merchandise for Coco with like this fruit themed like Dole. You know Dole, right?
Is that a fruit?
Yes, like it's a company that distributes fruit.
Oh yeah, like bananas.
Yes, so they trying to do their own line of like marketing of like putting stickers of the characters on the fruit, and they got in trouble because they put Coco on melon with Coco Melon, and I'm just joking, by the way.
Well, it was nice talking to you. Bye.
Bing Crosby's getting sued now. All right, Hercules' father, his farmer father. Where would you put him? Did you actually leave? Hello, you're still here.
Who the fuck is this?
This is Hercules' biological father. He's kind of a big one. He's like, go do your thing.
he loves him. He raised him as a
Dad.
demigod, a half god,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll put him in B tier.
Sure. Do we even really get to? I'd say maybe C tier. Do we really get to know him that much as a father? I mean, he didn't. I'd say he's serviceable.
You know what? Yeah, I agree. Let's put him next to Hugh. Alfred's a good dad. I might put him in A tier here. Yeah. What do you think? A tier?
Definitely at least an A tier. I mean, he does everything for Bruce.
I might actually put him in S tier. Alfred's
S tier, I'd say, is pretty fitting, actually.
He's always taking care. He's single-mindedly taking care of Batman. So like, yeah, S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Goku. I
don't know much about Dragon Ball.
This is a heated debate.
Except that Goku, don't people usually say that he's a pretty bad dad?
The thing is, people are so like upset because Team 4-Star joked about Goku being a bad dad, and then folks were like, Team 4-Star, it's their fault for making this trope go crazy. Goku's not a bad dad. Goku's not a bad dad. He's not a good dad though. He's just like, he's obviously more focused on wanting to be a fighter more than anything, more than being a good father, or at least a present father. So I stand by that. I put Goku in C tier.
Sure, that sounds fine.
I don't think he's a bad dad. I just don't think he's a very present dad, because you shouldn't have had kids if you didn't want to be around and raise them. So yeah. People said Piccolo's a much better father, and that is fucking for true. Is Piccolo on this list? Oh, come on. Hold on. We're fixing that. Piccolo. DBZ, hold on. Let me add him in real fast. Piccolo's a cool character. One second, I'm adding him real fast.
Okay.
How do I do this? Choose file. There we go. There we go.
There he is.
I added 2 more characters here at the end because they weren't on the list. So
yeah, you had to.
I had to. This is the dad from
that's Merida's dad
from Brave. That's right.
Oh
my God.
He's a pretty good dad.
Someone just made a suggestion for another dad. Here, yeah, you keep talking about him being a father. I'm gonna add another character.
Wait. Was Bandit not on this list?
No.
Oh, well, obviously you have to put Bandit on the list.
I'm doing it right as we speak. I think Merida's dad was like, he
was good. He was far more supportive of Merida than her mom was, like right off the bat. He's kind of like the fun dad. He was kind of, open to her, doing the things that she wanted to do, if I recall. But that's not to say that he was like a very responsible father. At least a C tier.
That's what I would
maybe
put
a
him
B
to.
tier if we want to be generous.
I'm thinking the same. I think I'm upper C tier.
Yeah.
This is the father from Sleeping Beauty. He was more upset because his son Philip couldn't. He's like, my son's not good enough for your daughter. Bah! So he loves his kid, but he's also kind of a dimwit. I'm gonna.
Well, I'm trying to think of these people. Like, are we judging these characters as dads or as characters, or both? Because I guess that changes it a little bit. I'm trying to think of them more as like, who are they as fathers? Kind of
milquetoast, because he seemed like it was more of an alliance convenience of being betrothed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I feel like he's not that great after all. The more I think about it,
I don't think either of the parents. I mean, I know Aurora's parents have kind of special circumstances, but
why is he here? I'm gonna put him upper D.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Cared about his son, but he wasn't the most supportive. Star Versus, I don't know. That's up to you.
The king from Star Versus. He was all right. I'm putting him in C tier. The father from Shrek 2. What do you think?
He's a pretty good dad. I mean, he not an amazing dad, but he does come to accept Fiona. He comes to accept Shrek, and he does make a big sacrifice for her at the end. But he's not like an amazing father. He doesn't go through with drugging his daughter, which is pretty nice of him.
Thank God.
He almost does, but he doesn't go through with it. He does hire an assassin to kill his daughter's husband, which doesn't work out.
No.
He has a good character arc. And obviously he loves Fiona. I think he falls under that sort of umbrella where like, oh, I just want what's best for her and what I think is right, even though my actions clearly are not correct.
I'm gonna put him in C tier. Like, maybe upper D tier, possibly.
He does put her in a castle where she's isolated for a majority of her life.
I'm putting him in the upper D tier.
Is D tier. I mean, he has a good character arc, but as a father, yeah, it's a bit. Ugh.
All right, what about the dad of the fish pizza?
Oh, Kofi.
Kofi, yeah.
I mean, he's again just sort of I know what's best for my daughters.
Very headstrong.
Yeah, and he just kind of put them to work. And, he's not a bad dad. I mean, he's just sort of like a strict dad. But, when in that one episode where he and the Fry guy are like having their feud and they realize, they fall for the facade that his daughter and the Fry guy's son, Ronaldo, when Ronaldo and Kiki are pretending to be in love with each other, Kofi's like, you know what? I accept it. He accepted it right off the bat, even though it was fake. He's not a bad dad. I'd say at least a C tier. He's a caring dad, even though he's a bit,
Headstrong, right?
headstrong.
I'm gonna put some pony dads into this. A Brony obviously made this list, by the way.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of pony dads. I don't know any of these guys.
I'm putting them in the don't know. This is another one I saw. Where'd he go? There we go.
Oh, right there, the blue one. There's another blue one right there. Is that Twilight's dad?
It's Twilight's dad.
It's the only one I could recognize.
Shining Armor is actually a solid father. He cares for his kid. I'll put him in.
Oh, that's right. He has a baby.
Yeah, we kind of
Like
forget.
a stupid ass little alicorn baby, right?
Yeah, we'll put him right there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna put him above that. Put him right there. There we go. Are there any other dads here that if like whatever, we'll work our way through. This is the father from Ponyo.
That's
for the
Ponyo.
Yeah.
He seems to have a sweet relationship with his son.
I think he's a good dad.
But he's not very present in the movie.
But he's also doing a job because he needs to take care of his family.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a bad dad for taking a tough path to provide for your family. I'm putting him in B tier.
I'd say C. Like high C.
Oh,
Not to say, like,
the
being-
high C's. That's good.
Hey, there you go. That I don't even need to explain myself. High C because of the pun.
That's too good. Shut up. Who's this dad guy right here?
Oh, that's from fuck.
Wolf
What the hell is
Walkers?
that movie called? No, not Wolf Walkers.
Bear Walkers?
No, there's no such thing as Bear Walkers.
Midwest Fur Fest?
Beast.
Stars.
The Boy and the Beast. That's right. No, not Beastars. The Boy and the Beast. He's a pretty good dad. He's a great character.
Where would you
He's
put
like
him?
a surrogate. He's a surrogate father character. He trains the boy. He takes in the boy, and he trains him. And I think he sacrifice himself to save him. It's been a while since I saw this movie. He's definitely. I'm pretty sure he ends up dead at the end of the movie, but he like becomes the boy's sword or something like that.
I don't know.
He's a
I never
great
saw it.
character. You could just put him in Don't Know, and it's been so long since I saw the movie. But I remember really liking him.
All right, next we got Bryan Cranston from Kung Fu Panda 3.
I never saw Kung Fu Panda 3. I only saw the first two.
It was just kind of a C tier thing. He loves his son, but that's about it. Nothing
Sure.
really inspired by the character. This guy was
Oh,
an asshole,
F-tier.
right? F tier?
F tier. This guy's a
Above
jackass.
or below Buck?
Uh,
Is he worse than Buck?
no, Buck is worse.
Really? Okay, right there.
Well, I don't know. They're both pretty bad. I mean, okay, fine. He can be worse than Buck, because at least Buck still raised his son at the end.
Okay.
This guy just ditched him and then used him and pretended that he cared and didn't care. He was a jerk. He's a creep.
Belle's father from Beauty and the Beast. He's a good dad.
Oh, he's a good dad.
Nothing like blowing my mind, but he's a sweet pop. I'll put him in B tier.
Yeah, at least a B tier.
Mayor Dewey. He seemed kind of a punk.
Well, as a character, he's a loser. As a dad, he clearly cares about his son. If he's just maybe a little oblivious to what his son actually cares about. He didn't. Buck Dewey is such a weird fucking character. I wouldn't say he's the worst dad though. I'd say at least a C, maybe a Heidi.
Let's put him. Let's
He,
put him in.
he wasn't a bad, neglectful. Well, maybe a little
Better
neglectful.
than Goku. Let's put him in D tier. Right there.
Okay. It's only because he's such a weirdo character. But as a dad, he's really not that bad.
Okay, maybe he's pretty innocuous. Let's put him in. He's better than Goku.
Okay, sure.
At least he was around. I don't know about this dad from.
Oh, from Horton Hears a Who. I
have
don't
no
even
idea.
fucking remember. Who gives a shit?
Whatever. The dad from Megamind. He saved his son's life, so.
And then he died.
He died. Let's put him in. That puts you at least low B tier.
Sure.
We don't know much about him.
He didn't really get a chance to raise his son.
Yeah, but he carried on the memory. This is the father from Encanto. I can't recall.
He doesn't really play that much of a role in the story.
Doesn't make much of an
I don't think he's a-
impression.
I know that he has a scene or two with Maribel. Is that her name?
Yes.
I don't really remember. I think he's okay.
Okay.
Or is it the dad from Coco?
Oh, is that the dad from Coco?
Oh, well, then I definitely don't remember.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting the chat mixed up here. Someone said we should add Yujiro in from Baki. Thank you. We do that. Oh my god. Actually, that's an interesting one. Hold on. I'm adding that in. All right, next dad here. I'll script down so you can keep talking about him. Oh, that's the father from Moana.
Typical. I'm the protective father and I know what's best. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he doesn't C or D tier. He's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
He's not a bad father or anything. He loves his daughter, obviously, but
It's like I have my
I don't know.
reasons for why I protect my child, but I'm also very like brash about it. So, yeah, let's put him in like low C tier.
hard to judge characters where they hardly even play a role in the movie.
I don't think he's. I can at least say who he's better than, but like right there. At least I think yellow is
Yeah, that's fair enough.
okay.
Oh yeah, we need to put Omni-Man on the list.
Oh, is Omni-Man not on this list?
I
My
was
God.
highly expecting him to already be on the list.
Sorry, I'm adding in. Chat, thank you for making additions. We'll keep adding them in. There we go. All right, Frybo's dad. Wait, oops.
Well, I'd kind of probably put him on the same tier as Kofi. He seems to want the best for his boys, but he doesn't seem to really care about what they want. Like with PD, he's kind of forcing him to do like these little jobs that PD's like, "Oh, I can do so much more than this, Dad. Why don't you just give me a chance?" But he does eventually come around to it. C or D.
Yeah.
Like obviously he cares about his kids and he's not like abusive or neglectful, just sort of whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Right there. Mr. Incredible.
Mr. Incredible is a pretty good dad. He really comes around for his family.
Oh, people are saying Blitz. That's right, because Blitz has Luna. Hold on. Yeah,
There's so many daddies, it's hard to keep track.
hold on, chat. Getting some good additions here. Fine, there we go.
I know we have Stolas in here, but we added Blitz, so Stolas is right there. Mr. Incredible. At least a B tier, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's a good dad. I'd put him in lower A tier, actually. Well,
Sure.
I kind of got his family in trouble. He did some selfish
Yeah,
shit
but
in
they're
the first film.
heroes. They're superheroes, so of course they'll get in trouble.
There we go. Lower A tier. What about oh, it's
Oh, he's a
how
good
is it?
dad.
I love him. He's such a sweetheart.
He loves
James
Poe.
Wong's a great voice actor. James Wong is like one of the most credited voice actors of all time. He fucking hustles. He's like almost 100. He still does work. I'm gonna put
At
him
least an A tier for him.
I'm gonna put him right there. There we go. Look at these A tier dads. Actually, I might put Mr. Incredible as Upper B tier. There we go.
Sure.
Okay, Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Ah. That's gotta be an S-tier dad.
He loves his kids. Yeah.
He loves his kids. He does a lot for them.
Yeah, he suffers a lot for them, but he also loves his kids actively.
He's not a perfect person, but he undoubtedly loves his children unconditionally.
I love it. Yep, S-tier.
For all the shit that they put him through, yeah.
Papa Smurf. I don't know.
No opinion.
No opinion. Sorry, Papa. Even his name is Papa is in there. Pocahontas's father.
Again.
I mean, like,
it's such a cliche. Just like, oh, I'm the protective dad, and I know what's right. He does let Pocahontas, figure out her own path. But I don't have strong opinions, I suppose. I'd say C tier.
It's like, hey, yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Yeah. I put him in.
You can sing the song for us if you want.
Nah, I'm not gonna serenade you all. I'll put him in the tier of like fathers who mean well but who don't understand. I'm gonna put him in
Yeah, B tier?
Nah, C tier. You're right. Maybe like right there with Aang's dad.
Sure.
Or Aang's dad. Aladdin's father.
Aladdin's father is a fun character. I think
He ditches Aladdin though.
he does abandon Aladdin as a child. But when Aladdin finds him, they're a pretty good team. And he does come around to be a good father to him, but he's a more interesting character than he is a good father, if that
I
makes
agree.
sense.
I'm gonna put him in like C tier. Put him next to Goku. He was missing.
Sure.
This is
Oh, that's
Charlotte's father, right?
Lottie's dad? Yeah.
Or Lottie. Yeah.
Well, her name is Charlotte. I think they just call her Lottie. Or do they? It's Lottie.
I think so.
He's a pretty good dad. He loves his daughter. He spoils her.
He spoils her rotten.
He spoils the shit out of her. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's a good dad. Spoiling your daughter isn't necessarily a good thing, but he does love her. That's for sure.
I'll put him right there next to Hugh. There you go. King Triton. I don't like that he yells at Ariel, but
he destroys all of her things that obviously are so precious to her.
Yeah, that's no good.
But he does come around, and in the end, he lets her go because he recognizes that, he has to let her go so she can be happy.
He also, confronts Ursula to fight for Ariel, and and gives up the Triton for her. He turns into
like a sea urchin.
Yeah.
For her.
I'm gonna put
He's a good dad.
He's a good dad. I think he's like B tier.
He falls into that same line of like, oh, I'm the dad and I know what's right for you. But, he really does have a pretty strong come around.
Yes, he does. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in low B tier. He has his redemption. Phineas and Ferb. I don't know. I didn't really watch that show.
I think he's a sweet dad, but I just don't remember enough. I think he's just sort of a silly dad. Like, the parents are both fine.
Don't know or C tier?
If I'm being honest, I would say don't know, but I'm pretty sure he was okay.
I'll put him in don't know for now. Simba. He kind of...
Simba as a father to Kiara?
Yes.
Well... He's a pretty good dad. Like, he is a little protective, but he spends a lot of time with her. He's he's traumatized from his own past with his father, and he just spent a lot of time with Kiara as a child, and tries to be a guiding light to her, but also is kind of that overly protective, you must do what I say sort of trope.
I'm putting him in upper B. Upper B. Upper B.
I like B because I think he's more than just a serviceable dad.
Oh, we got the dad from Tarzan, the professor. Aww. He's a sweetheart. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He really supports the fuck out of Jane.
Yeah, he stays in the jungle so that they can still be a family together.
That's a good dad.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
Is that Rapunzel's dad?
Possibly. No, Rapunzel's. Is that
I thought he kind of looked like that.
That's the father from Tangled, I think.
Yeah, so Rapunzel's
Oh,
dad.
yes, that's him. Yeah, I don't know.
Fool.
He misses his daughter.
I
He
mean-
puts out balloons for every Christmas. So I'm gonna put it
Every Christmas.
I'm gonna put him in meat here.
He doesn't, we don't really see that much of him. He obviously loves her, but she was like kidnapped. Why are you so giggly?
That sad face he makes. It's like me when someone makes fun of me on Twitter.
Oh.
I'll put him in B tier. He's a good dad. Or, we don't see much of him.
Oh, was he the one who stole the flower? Oh, okay, so he stole the magic flower
To save his daughter.
to save his... No, he did it to save his wife.
Oh, never
And
mind.
then Rapunzel was born, and that's how she got her golden hair.
That's right.
And then she was kidnapped.
We'll put him in C tier.
If we had seen more of him, perhaps. Obviously, he loves her, but we just didn't see that much of her.
What about Tarzan's dad?
He's a pretty good dad. I mean,
He builds
they
an entire
survived in the
fortress.
jungle up until they were murdered by a leopard.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. I'm putting him in B tier. He built a fucking like tree house for his kids. It's a good dad.
Hell yeah.
This is the father from Frozen.
Whatever. He went and died in the middle of the ocean.
He went sailing.
Like a stupid ass.
About Riley's dad from Inside Out.
Ugh. I don't fucking remember. I don't... He's okay.
He's okay. I put him on like lower B.
He isn't like... He's not abusive or neglectful towards her. He just... Oh, the torture of driving your child all the way out to San Francisco. No!
Disgusting.
Dude.
This rat, put him in. I don't know who this is.
That's gotta be from
Flushed Away.
or
Yeah.
something. I don't remember the father character.
Chaz is a good dad. He loves Chucky.
He's a good dad.
Put him
He's a
in,
very good dad.
put him in B
At
tier.
least B tier.
There we go. I don't know who this is. It's probably Pacifica's dad from Gravity Falls.
Oh. Yeah, I think you're right. Probably, I mean, that's probably F tier. He's like a creepy manipulative guy. Isn't he if that's Pacifica's dad, he's the one who like controls her with the little bell and kind of like forces her into submission.
Ew. Yeah, F tier.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. F tier.
Is it Charles?
Oh, the Amazing World of Gumball dad. Isn't he just like a big old
Or
stupid
Richard.
doofus?
Richard. It's Richard. Yeah, he's kind of like
I don't really remember his role as a father. I think he's just a big old dummy.
Yeah, I don't really know him that well either. I'm gonna put him in C tier. I'm sure someone's like, there's an episode where he loved his daughter and took care of her. But
I mean, I remember more moments with him and Nicole
right.
more than I do like him with the kid Gumball.
All right, here's an interesting one. The
What the hell's
Pharaoh.
that?
That's the Pharaoh from Prince of Egypt.
Oh, I see now.
So, in a twist of irony, a horrible despot who murdered children, a pretty good dad. So, I'm actually going to put him up in B tier. He really cared for his boys.
Yeah, well, he did care for his boys, but also he was kind of emotionally abusive to Ramesses.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was-
maybe his expectations were just too high.
B
He was
tier.
just like
I'm going to put him
he
in
called
D
him.
tier.
He's obviously he cared, but he's like the whole reason, at least according to the movie, not the biblical story to the movie. He's the reason that Ramesses was like, oh, it's like what shaped him to be the way he was.
It's funny that he's better than Mr.
Because he didn't
Krabs
want to be
still.
the weak link.
Right. I will not be the weak
The weak link.
Shrek. What about Shrek?
He's a pretty good dad. I know he kind of has his issues when was it the third movie when they have
Kids.
Oh no, it's the fourth movie.
He wishes it all away, right?
Who does wish it all away, but that's just because it's not because he doesn't love them. I think it's just because he wanted to go back to be a bachelor.
I'm putting him in B tier.
He obviously loves his family. He comes around. He learns his lesson. And he's a pretty good dad after that.
There you go. I'm next to Greg. Master Splinter. I have not seen this generation of TMNT, so I don't know.
Is that which version is that?
I don't
Is
know.
that from the Nickelodeon?
They're all Nickelodeon, but
Oh,
or most of
well,
them. I don't know. 2003 one? I don't know.
I don't remember. But he's a pretty good dad all around.
He's always a good dad. In the
What
Rise,
about this version?
he's like really.
Oh, he's kind of a jerk in that version, isn't he?
Initially, he's very callous initially, but then he comes around. He's a good dad, and they love giving him hugs. I'm gonna put him in C tier.
Only seen here?
What's that? C tier. B tier.
I thought he were. Sure.
I've
never watched Rise of the TMNT, so I don't really know.
Put him right there. All right. Stoic.
Oh, Stoke's a good dad. You know, he's rough and ready in the first movie. He learns his lesson.
Dies for his son.
Second movie, he dies for his son.
That's a good dad right
That's
there.
at least an A tier.
A tier. Yep. Stolas?
He's a pretty good dad. Although he does kind of. Oh, he's a complicated character. It's like his scenario in terms of his marriage and his relationship with Blitz is so complicated. And obviously it really puts a strain on his daughter. But he does love her. He loves her to bits. But I wouldn't say he's that fantastic of a dad. He kind of puts his daughter through the ringer. Even though he loves her, I think you can love your child so very deeply. But the shit that he puts her through is really, really hard on her.
Right.
So
C tier?
I'd say
Low B
C
tier?
or B. Maybe low B, because he definitely loves her. He's just sort of a screw up.
We'll put him in low B tier. All right, it's Stu from Zootopia. He's a good dad.
Judy Hop's dad. Well, he's very supportive of her.
Very supportive, but very concerned. Understandably so. He's a good dad. I'm gonna put him in upper B.
Sure.
Right there. Those are the soft dads who mean well. Like, I love my kid. I have no idea who this is.
Oh, it's from Wolf Children.
Wolf Walkers.
No, not Wolf Walkers, Wolf Children. So, sadly, this guy, like, never even gets a chance to be a father because he
Then
dies
why is he on this list?
Well, he's a father because he has children with the wife. I think he dies during the second birth of his kids because he's got there's like the older daughter and the younger brother. He dies. He like goes out while the wife is giving birth and he goes hunting and he like fucking dies. He gets hit by a car or he drowns or something happens to him.
Hit by a car, I'm sorry.
I know, well, he's in wolf form. He gets hit. Oh, it's really sad. It's such a beautiful, sweet movie, and it's really sad when he dies. His little wolf body gets dumped into the garbage truck, and there's nothing she can do about it. It's fucking devastating.
Don't tell me anymore. I haven't seen this yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. Well, it happens pretty early
Don't
on.
worry, my brain didn't hear anything really. It heard it, but not too much. Don't worry about it. Moving on. J.K. Simmons. Who's this?
He deserves better is all I'm gonna say. He deserves better, but
All right, J.K. Simmons.
He's a pretty good dad. He has his issues, of course, but I'd say he's a pretty good dad. He does a lot to protect his family.
B tier. I'm gonna put him in right there. Right there. Other father.
He's pretty good. He saves her in the end.
He does. He's a good dad. I'm gonna put him in B tier.
He has fun with her, and then he saves her in the end.
Yeah, he does his lips sewn up to save her. He's a good dad. Put him right there. What about the Sultan? Sultan's actually kind of a dummy. Who would have thought? I know it's a hot take, right? Sultan,
Yeah.
I would put in because he was going to force Jasmine to marry against her will, And I know he kind of came around at the end. Where it's kind of frustrating where he's like, I'm the Sultan. No, it's frustrating because at the start he's like, it's the law, Jasmine, I'm sorry. At the end, I'm the fucking Sultan. I'll make a new law. And it's like, well, thanks. So,
C tier at best, I'd say.
yeah, maybe like there. That's Tiana's father. He inspired the
Tiana's
hell out of her.
father's wonderful.
Dude.
He inspired her. He raised her in such a warm, loving home.
Yeah. Actually, he might be A tier. Yeah.
I'd say he's a pretty wonderful father.
He showed her the beauty of hot sauce, Cajun cooking.
Yes.
God bless this man. It's sad he died, but you know, that's makes the story beautiful. The dad from Coco Melon.
I've never watched Coco
I'm
Melon.
joking. I have no idea who this guy is. Chat, who's this guy?
The dad from Coco Melon, I have no idea who this guy is. I fucking hate you.
Who is this guy, folks?
I don't know who that is.
Ladybug?
Ladybug?
I have no idea.
I don't know, sorry.
Who is this guy?
That's Korra's father. He's pretty loving and accepting of his daughter. I don't really remember that much about their relationship though. That's Korra's dad. He's okay. We can just put him in don't know.
I don't know. This is the dad from that movie.
Oh, what the hell was that movie called?
The Younglings or whatever they're called. I forget.
He and his wife, didn't they hate their kids?
They didn't like their kids. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say don't know. I'd probably say F. They kind of sucked.
That's right. There we go. Upper F tier. You're right.
I don't remember much about that movie except that the parents were fucking awful.
Yeah.
And I really don't like how the movie ended because they kind of like forgave them.
Right.
Anyways,
Uncle
S
Iroh.
tier. Undoubtedly, like at the very top of S tier, more than Goofy.
Iroh's one of the greatest father figures of all time.
Yes.
Hands down. He teaches beautiful wisdom that even through the show I've learned, like through this show, how to be a better person. So Uncle Iroh is one of the greatest father figures in animation history, hands down.
Undoubtedly.
He might be the goated for the entire list, in my opinion.
For real.
Timmy's dad. He's kind of
Timmy's dad.
he begins Flanderize as the show goes on. I'm gonna say D tier as
It'd be
well.
D tier. He's just too stupid, a little neglectful, very neglectful actually.
This is the dad from Corpse Bride. I don't know. I'm putting him in don't know tier.
Pretty sure he was a creepy jerk.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's probably gonna get D tier. Right there.
That seems generous even. That's an F tier. He kind of sucks.
Actually, I think you're right.
Kind of a creep.
He didn't show anything. At least like Rick and Stanley and Jerry have shown moments of caring. The thing is, if you have a moment to care for your kid, you get D tier at least. If you've never cared for your kid at all, F tier. Or if you hurt them. This is the dad from the Kung Fu Panda show. I don't know. It's
from the show. I was like, it looks like Kung Fu Panda, but I can't recognize from where.
It's another dad from Corpse Bride. I'm gonna put him in don't know tier.
I don't even recognize him, so whatever.
What about this dad from Steven Universe?
Onion's dad. He's a sweet
Yellowfin?
dad. I wouldn't say he's better than Greg, but he's a good dad. He loves his kids and he accepts them. You know, they have their issues, but he totally accepts them.
Where'd you put him?
B tier. At least a B tier.
All right, cool. Put him here. We'll put him right there next to the class. Whatever.
He didn't like that sour cream was a DJ, but he totally came around to it in the end. He accepted it.
Yes.
And embraced it. Yeah, he loves his boys.
Zeus
is a pretty awful dad.
Sorry, son, I can't make you a god, even though I am a god. You'll be a
he's
true
not
hero.
Great.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about actual lore, he's awful.
Actual lore, hell no. But from the movie, he's not that great. He's pretty bad,
I put him right there in front of Goku. Just Goku and Homer hanging out. Two of the greatest characters of all time. Peter Griffin. All right. He's
Oh.
I'm gonna put him in. I think he's had good moments with the kids, but he's done horrible moments to bring the average
that there
down.
are so many more horrible moments than there
Yeah.
are good moments.
He might.
In the earlier seasons, yes, he had some really sweet family moments, but it didn't last as long as all the horrible things that he's done.
Put him in low F tier, to be honest.
And just the way he treats Meg alone is like, ugh, okay. I think the way he treats Meg is like so much less funny than like the way Homer treats Bart, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. The dad from Madagascar?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's whatever. I don't know.
Whatever.
Is Shifu considered a father?
Like a father figure? I guess towards
Tigress.
the villain in
Oh,
Tigress and the villain in the first movie.
Shai Lung.
I mean,
He
loved him, but
that's complicated.
yeah, that's pretty complicated.
And there's some work that overlaps with that parenting because he kind of.
And then he was pretty hard on Tigress, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because his heart had become so hardened.
That was a good movie. That scene where it shows Tai Lung, I'm sorry, like standing in front of Oogway and then like not getting it, and you see the panic in his eyes looking at Shifu is so fucking powerful. Like, he's like, "Dad, help me! What do I do?" And he's like, "I don't know. I don't know." And it's good. That's a good fucking movie. I'm gonna put him in
C tier.
C tier. You're not Poe's adopted father by any means.
Oh hell no.
There we go. That's right. He's a dad in the show.
Oh,
or movies.
whatever. I didn't watch it. No opinion.
Yeah, no opinion. Right there. He's the father of Dracula.
Again, no opinion. I didn't watch these movies.
He's kind of an asshole at the start, but then he comes around. I'm gonna put him in D tier or lower C tier, whatever. Okay, here we are.
All right.
This guy is maliciously bad.
As a father, F tier. Hella F tier.
Here's a full-on real question, because all three of these fathers, like Furlough tried to kill Quasi, Ozai hurt. Oh gosh,
He would have killed Zuko. He was
Zuko.
ready to kill him. At that moment when he shot the lightning at him, he was ready to kill him.
yes, and then for Clay, he is both like emotionally and mentally destructive, and has never done anything good for Oral.
Literally,
and shot him. He's lower. He's beneath Ozai. Ozai comes from a place of pride. Clay comes from a place of pure misery and contempt. So Clay is F tier.
They're both pretty damn awful in their own rights. Yeah.
It's kind of funny when like a dad's so bad,
And then you
the
see Peter Griffin like, eh.
No, but like the idea that it's like, who's worse, the abusive suburban, father, or the actual like tyrannical ruler?
Yeah.
They're both bad.
Both awful.
All right, Cotton Hill.
Cotton Hill.
He's.
Oh.
You know what's weird is I used to think he was the worst. Clay's taking that spot.
I don't think he's the worst because he does clearly
care.
Well, maybe not clearly, but if you pay attention and you watch this show, he does care about Hank.
He pays attention. He does care for Hank, and there's moments where he actually shares like a sincerity with Hank. He's.
Oh yeah, where's Hank on this list?
Where's fucking Hank? Oh my god.
Anyways, yeah, I think D is fair because he does care. He's pretty awful to Hank. But he does show several moments of truly caring about him and just, wanting to raise him to be the man that he thinks that a man should be, even though it's so clearly wrong. He's a complicated character.
He's very complicated, and he comes from a bygone era, which makes him even much more complicated because he's a World War II veteran, and he's a commentary of that generation. Hold on, I didn't Hank. Can't believe I didn't have Hank. I feel that he's better than Jerry. He's better than Randy. Well,
He's better than Rick, that's for sure.
He's better than Rick. I don't know about Randy. At least Randy has moments where he has fun with Stanley. There's other moments where he's pretty awful to Stanley. I put him below Randy. He's better than Rick, though. What do you think?
I like it. I think that's very fair.
Piccolo is S tier.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, he does beat Gohan, but Gohan's a warrior. Yeah, he's an S tier.
Is Gohan his son?
He's his adopted son, essentially.
Oh.
I put him in A tier. Actually, I'm gonna lower it down a bit. Put him right there. Here we go. A tier. Bandit.
Bandit, obviously S tier. There's nowhere else he could go but S tier.
I feel like he's just one step below Iroh.
I agree. He creates such a wonderful, enchanting childhood for his girls. His commitment to the bit when he plays games with them is so special. Like, what other father would do that for his girls?
I, no joke, might commission an artist to draw all the S tier selections sitting at a table together and just talking. Wouldn't that be great? Bandit?
Marlin's like drowning.
Marlin's just flopping around. Alfred's cleaning off the water. Bob's making burgers.
Look at all these dog dads.
Yeah, dog dads are good. Iroh's sipping some tea. Bandit and Goofy are hitting it off with Peabody. You know, I like it. Yujiro Hanma.
Isn't he
Becky.
trying to kill his son?
His son is his greatest gift and his biggest enemy. Yujiro's a pretty shitty dad. But the show's so warped where it's like, oh, by being a terrible father, he made his son strong, which makes him a good father. And it's like, no,
I don't know about that.
Yujiro's F tier. He fucking sucks.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure he's pretty awful. I don't really know much.
He
but
almost killed his son.
He tries to kill his son.
Yeah, Becky, I love you. Thank you for this moment. I'm gonna kill you now. Omni-Man, he's complicated.
That's hella F tier.
Yeah, he's F tier. No, Omni-Man would go along with Yujiro just well.
I'm sure they would. I haven't watched the newest season. I don't know if there's any developments yet. But,
I say that F tier, currently only watching the first season myself. I don't know what the second season has or the comics, but I'm not counting them at the moment.
He nearly beats his son to a pulp.
Right.
So, ooh.
Yeah.
No.
Professor Membrane, he's kind of very just aloof. Doesn't really care about Dib that much. I don't really
remember.
I'm putting him in D tier. He's pretty bad. Yeah, but he hang out with Timmy's dad probably. Blitz with Luna. He does love Luna.
He loves her, and he did adopt her. He saved her from a horrible life in like a pound. Well, I guess I don't know how much longer she would have been there because she was
17.
17,
right? Yeah.
So she was probably on her way out anyways. But he definitely loves her. And he's a little clingy. He's a little overprotective, but he seems to be learning to, like, you know, let go a little bit, give her space to be her own person.
B tier.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, is a father who I will go up to bat for any day of the week. Hank Hill.
Not S tier.
What?
He's very far from perfect, but he does love Bobby, and he wants the best for him, and he's a much better father to Bobby than Cotton is to him. At least B tier.
At least A tier,
Maybe?
in my opinion.
At least A tier. I wouldn't say S, but I could see A.
Well, hold on, I'm thinking.
I think he's too flawed to be S.
I agree, which means he's a good character.
He's a very good character. He's a wonderful character, and he's a very good dad.
I'll put him in B tier, I think.
There are lots of flaws.
He's very short-sighted at times.
I know that's kind of the point, you know. It's kind of the point that he has this narrow lens of the world, and he slowly opens up to Bobby's lens of the world.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not always accepting, but he does. He's usually not accepting at first, but he does end up accepting Bobby for who he is and embracing it.
I think it's pretty damn good. That's the list. Yeah. And I know we probably missed some characters. We didn't make the list ourselves. We actually made quite a few addendums. Like folks saying Vegeta. Vegeta would probably get like B tier, I feel. He's a better dad than Goku. But he also was pretty shitty at first to his son and his wife. But he, they grow on him and becomes he gets the whole, alien comes to Earth and falls in love with the humans. What do you do? Mr. Mouskevitz, you're right. So for your life, I will run.
He's a good dad. He loves his son.
He
was ready to jump out of the train to go after him.
Right, yeah.
If the others didn't hold him back.
Oh, yeah, people are throwing all these names at us now, like Bender.
I know, like, there's so many dads. The one dad that I also thought of was, what do you think of, Frank from F is for Family? That's a pretty complicated dad character.
He's very... Yeah, he's got layers.
He's pretty awful at times.
But he loves his kids. He's all bark and no bite. Yeah, let's say something. He never physically hits them, though, thank God.
No, he just threatens to punch him through a wall, but he never does.
I put him in...
punch you through that goddamn wall.
I put him in B tier because he does love his kids.
Yes.
He's not the best parent, but there's a lot of effort and
yeah,
he wants to help. He just I
think he has a similar upbringing to Hank, where his father was super harsh on him.
Right, you are the son of your father.
Kind of stifled him emotionally, but he kind of learns to open up as he gets older and get closer to his family, his kids.
Well, let's run down the list. We got the don't know category. Sorry, Markiplier is number 1 on that list. Worst father in the entire list is Clay Pumpington by a long shot. Followed by Firelord Ozai, Frollo, Peter Griffin, Martin, Steven Universe Dad.
No, you can't say Steven Universe Dad. Oh God, what's his name? It's
Steven Universe Dad.
No, it's fuck. Whatever.
Onion Boy, Buck Chuck, the Pacificus Dad, the Willoughby Dad.
Oh yeah, the Willoughby. Yeah.
Then there's this guy from Corpse Bride or whatever.
I just remember that guy being like a creep. I don't think he really cared about his daughter or the son.
He just wanted money. He wanted to marry up and marry power. Yujiro Hanma, and then Omni Man. I might put Yujiro higher because, well, at least he doesn't.
I mean, Omni Man, I think, is a little complex. Like, he did feel remorse.
Nah, he's a better dad than Yujiro. You're right. Never mind. Yujiro doesn't feel remorse. Then we got Rick, Cotton Hill, Randy Marsh, Jerry Smith, Gorilla Dad from Sing, Mr. Krabs, the Pharaoh from Prince of Egypt, Wendy's dad from Peter Pan, the dad from Spirited Away, the other King Philip, I believe, or King Stefan from Sleeping Beauty, Professor Membrane, Timmy Turner's father, the shark from Shark Tale, and then the king from Shrek 2. Then we got Homer Simpson, Goku, Hercules, Aladdin's dad, Mayor Dewey, Drax's father, the dad from Coraline, the werewolf dad from Transylvania, Moana's dad. Whoop, we got raided. Hold on. Oh, wow. Lucky Bun, thank you for raiding us. That's a very considerable raid. Thank you so much. Hope that you're doing well. Can we highlight their channel? Hold on. I'm such a bad mod. Hold on. Let me find their channel real fast so we can advertise it on our own and for them. Lucky Bun, thank you so much for the raid. Hold on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get your channel here. Yeah, you heard it there. Here, I'm going to try to kind of stick my message here. Hold on. It's moving too fast. There we go.
There it is.
There we go. That's Lucky Bun's channel if y'all want to follow my channel. Lucky Bun, thank you so much for raiding us. Hope you're doing well and your viewers are doing well this evening. And thank you for joining us. We're actually just wrapping up our evening here. So I'll probably take your raid and raid somebody else here in a bit. But good to see you. Where were we? We were at Moana's dad, Frylock's dad, or Frybo's dad, the pizza dad, Hercules'
Sophie,
adopted
Hercules'
father,
adopted dad,
King Moon, Shining Armor, Pants, the chieftain, Aang's Aang,
Aang as a dad,
the dad from Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
I'm sorry, look at the dad here from Prince of the Frog. He's like, That's the face I make when I'm looking at the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts, where I'm just ready to have at it. Hugh Neutron, Lego Batman, Richard, Nigel Thornberry, the Sultan, Shifu, the father from Coco. I forget his name from Hotel Transylvania.
The guy.
There's a father from Brave, Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and then the father from Ponyo. Then we have the father from Inside Out, who, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know, I might just put him here a bit lower. You know?
Yeah, kind of whatever.
Stolas, Tarzan with a mustache, Megamind with a beard, Connie's dad, Katara's dad, this guy.
Arietti's dad. It's Arietti's dad.
Splinter from Rise of TMNT. Triton, Shrek, Grug, Mulan's father, Blitz,
Ponyo's father.
Ponyo's father, Manny, the father from Cloud Returns of Meatball. We have Hector,
Guy.
Gru,
Gru.
Yellowfin or Tunafin, whatever.
Yellowtail.
Klaus's father, Chaz.
His name isn't Klaus. Whatever. I don't remember the mailman's name.
Jesper. Chaz, Maurice.
Maurice?
Crazy
Whoa,
old. Slow down, Maurice. He came in here raving. I love that edit. That edit's been around since like the early 2010s. I was there when I first saw it.
So good.
J.K. Simmons, Stu from Zootopia, Dracula, other father, John Silver, Hank Hill, Mr. Incredible, Simba. All right, the dad from Totoro, the father from Tiana's father, Pacha, the professor from Tarzan, Piccolo, Greg Universe, Stoic, Doofenshmirtz, Noodle Dream, Miles' father, Professor Utonium, and then we arrive to the S-tier fathers, all right? Bob from Bob's Burgers, Alfred from Batman the Animated Series, Marlin from Finding Nemo, Mufasa from The Lion King live action, Peabody from Peabody and Sherman, Goofy, Bandit, and then the number one on my list, and our list, Uncle Iroh.
I agree.
All right.
Uncle Iroh is the GOAT.
Chat, we'll give you all 3 minutes to make your case of why we're right or why we are wrong. Fire away.
I know there's going to be a lot of people wondering why certain characters aren't an S tier. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with our choices.
What do y'all think? Utonium S tier. Iron tier. King Dad. Bowser.
Oh yeah, I guess Bowser is the dad, isn't he?
Doof deserves to be an S tier. I don't know. Did you rank the dad from Red Ape Family? Oh god, yeah, that guy.
Red Ape Family.
Oh shit! I don't know what happened with that show. I'm pretty sure it's dead. Gosh, Lucky, I'm not sure where I put that. Probably an F tier, along with the show itself. Hot Pot from Amphibia. Oh yeah, I put him in A tier, possibly. Yeah, I put him in A tier. Ember's dad, Bernie. Who's Ember's dad? Oh, from Adventure Time. Oh, wait, no.
Ember? Don't you mean Elemental?
Elemental. You're right. And there's also the dad from the Flame Princess's father from Adventure Time. He sucks.
The Flying Princess.
The Flame Princess.
Oh, the Flame Princess. Who's the Flying Princess?
The Flame Princess.
Yeah, he's a pretty bad dad. I know he kind of comes around into his own at the end, but as a dad, yeah, he's pretty awful.
We don't have Jake on here.
Oh no, we have to fix that.
Hold
we
on,
should put
hold
Jake
on.
on there. Although that's not to say I think he belongs in S tier,
No.
because he Jake doesn't even really get a chance to be much of a father. The kids grow up so fast, but he does have a lot of good moments with them.
Hold on, let me see here. That didn't work. Hold on. God, I can't believe I forgot about Jake.
Right. Well, there's just so many characters.
It's like he's a better friend than he is a father.
Yeah.
All right, I
Well,
put.
hey, again, we did not make this list. This was a pre-made list.
Right there. You hang out with Hank.
Yeah, because he's very, very loving and protective of them when they're babies. And then when they all grow up, he has, special moments with all of them. They go through their own little issues, and he's always supportive of them. He always loves them and wants to protect them. But he's not, like, the most present father figure. Like, he doesn't even really have much of a chance to be much of a father figure to them because they grow up so fast.
God, there's actually a lot more dads here. Oh my
There's so many
God.
dads.
Would,
Josh from Close Enough.
would Simon count? I mean, that's.
I mean, he's kind of like a surrogate father to
But
Marceline.
he doesn't stick around for too long. He kind of stands in for. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, he sticks around with her for a little bit when she's a little kid, but not for very long.
Yeah, someone says Gomez
obviously-
Adams. Oh,
Oh god. But
Gomez.
obviously Marceline like sees him as a father figure
Yeah.
more than like her actual dad.
Well, it's 10 o'clock right now. We've reached the end of our stream. If anything, this is just the start of our Tuesday tier list streams. We'll be doing these all this coming year. This was a lot of fun. Didn't even advertise this stream, and we had a pretty big show up. So thank you all so very much for coming to our tier list stream. If you want to, you can check out this VOD on the highlights channel, which I'm trying to upload to more frequently. I'll post that right there. I'm just gonna pin that too. There we go. And then, gosh, we'll be back Thursday for a bad movie night. Undecided, but the day of streaming, we'll cover it. And then Sunday, I'll have a chill stream in the evening, I think. Just kind of going Reddit post and watching indie animated stuff. So, Lucky Bun, thank you so much for... please tell me I didn't say your name incorrectly. Lucky Bunny. Yeah. Lucky Bun, I said it right the first time. Thank you so much for showing up and raiding us. Let's go find someone else for us to raid. Hold on, let's see. Video producer. Who should we raid? Is Adam streaming at all?
Let's see.
Manager.
I don't think so.
Raid channel. I don't know who to raid.
Rubber Ross is streaming.
You want to just raid him, I guess?
I like Ross.
How do you spell his name?
Rubber
Rubber.
Ross with 2 S's.
Yeah, okay, we'll raid that guy.
Cool.
All right, Chad, thanks for showing up. We'll see you all next time.